Hello. Hey, you guys. Hello. So, I want to tell a quick story. Uh, so, if you got a couple of minutes, it'll be short. Quick story. Personal experience just this last couple of days where I feel like something had shifted, like for me personally had shifted. I don't want to say I busted out of something because I don't know that I did anything. It had just shifted, and I'll tell you about it. Life kind of coasts along, and everything is for me is seems very very smooth, and so it's when shit hits the fan that we see ourselves. When things go what we might call drastically wrong, that we get to see ourselves, and this is what this story is about. Something went, drastically wrong, and how I reacted personally is the story, so we're just going to share that. So this just a couple of days ago. I was out for a motorcycle ride with a friend, and we had made our way. We were going into the interior of BC to Nelson, and my motorcycle broke down in Creston, and seriously broke down. So that was fine, no problem. We stayed the night in Creston and rented a U-Haul the next day to come back to Calgary, I was slightly disappointed, but I wasn't. I was like, okay, just more how I normally am, which is, experiencing each moment. I'm watching life. I'm saying, always in my prayers, so what's happening here? I'm always looking for where I can be of service, and that's the whole thing for me. In my context of life is, how can I make a difference, or how can I help? So there I am. In Creston, and things are going well. We met this fella who helped us out, Dan, and Dan was very helpful, and Dan is a long timer in recovery, and seemed to really enjoy us being there with him, and that was good. But so it's the next morning, and we've got the U-Haul, and we're down, and we're going to load the motorcycle on the back of the U-Haul. And my buddy says, you get on it and we'll push you on a ramp, and I was like, oh no, I don't think so. No, I've done this before. I think we should just push it on together, one on each side, and one guy behind us, only three of us, and it's a big heavy motorcycle. It's it's like 700 pounds, and with me on it, it's it's 900 pounds, but my buddy said, no, we can do this. We'll push it on, and you just get on, intuition was no. It was really strong. No. But I did it. I got on the motorcycle, and they, we kind of took a run at it. There's not, 900 pounds. They're pushing, going to go up this ramp, and damn it, we didn't. We went off the ramp. It didn't. We kind of hit the ramp a little bit sideways, and the bike falls off, and I'm able to kind of clear myself so it didn't fall on me, but it's a 700-pound motorcycle on the ground, and I'm rolling around in the dirt, and I get up quite quickly, and I'm really really angry. The anger is just coming out of me, but in the moment, the thing that happened, the awareness that I have right now, the gift, if you will, is that there was no blame. I want to share that a belief system that I've had most of my life without knowing it. I've had the belief system of being a victim. And I think it's ingrained in most of us that something happens, it's somebody else's fault. Somebody didn't do something right. Somebody was against us. Somebody was something like that, and it just wasn't there. And not only was it not there that somebody, I didn't. All of a sudden, I wasn't angry at one of the guys that were there. Not even a little bit. It was just so amazing. Anger came out, but it was clean. It was. I wasn't mad at myself either. So it was like this, my God, and it took me even a few minutes to realize, oh my gosh, this was part of it, and he didn't feel that there was any directed towards him. So it was really quite something that it seems like the belief system of the victim is gone. In that moment, it was, where does it count? It counts in those moments like that. It's like, so, we want to be free of belief systems, don't we? Often we're angry at the world. Women are mad at men, and men are mad at women, and different cultures are mad at each other, but it's all based in victim and blame. That somebody did something wrong, somebody was against us, somebody was, what a pure feeling to just recognize that was, to not place fault or blame. I was really blown away. So I just want to share that with you, that there is, watch in your own life where, resentments often come because of this story of victim. You're mad at mom or dad or your ex-partner because they've done something you feel is against you, and it's a victim story. It isn't the truth. It isn't the truth. And even if in some way somebody has done something that seemed malicious, it comes from a place of ignorance. They just don't know. So just let it go. It's not really personal. It's never really personal. So that's my awakening. One of and I don't get to see that unless something like that would happen. So I kind of laughed all day. I think that was yesterday, the day before, as we were coming home, from Creston, and I was in pretty good humor, but not because the bike had broken down or because we dumped it on the side of the off the ramp, but because I had this new freedom, the victim story that I think I probably had all my life, a belief system that I had to be careful that people were against me in some way, even however subtle that was gone. So I just want to share that with you, that it is possible to stay present, stay doing the works. Often in the 12-step world, when we do our 4 and 5, we've looked at our grosser handicaps, but it gets finer and it gets finer and it gets finer. Just keep doing it to become free, happy, joyous, and free, baby. Happy, joyous, and free. So life is for us. Imagine that. If we were to have a belief system, let's say life is for us. Okay, love you guys, and I'm about to read. I've been reading from the Tao Te Ching, which is a book by Stephen Mitchell. I'm on 30. It's only 2 paragraphs, and I haven't read it yet, so I'm going to read it to you. The whole idea of the Tao is one of those amazing books that help us to see ourselves, to become aware, to become self-realized, and the Tao is beautiful in that. And so I'm going to read it to you right now. Chapter 30, Stephen Mitchell. Lao-tzu was the author. We don't know much about Lao-tzu. It was many thousands, quite a few number of thousands of years ago it was written, but the beginning of Tao, the Taoism. And whoever relies on the Tao in governing men doesn't try to force issues. There you go. Whoever relies on the Tao in governing men does not try to force issues or defeat enemies by force of arms. For every force there is a counterforce. Violence, even well-intended, always rebounds upon oneself. The master does his job and then stops. He understands that the universe is forever out of control, and that trying to dominate events goes against the current of the Tao. Because he believes in himself, he doesn't try to convince others. Because he is content with himself, he doesn't need others' approval. Because he accepts himself, the whole world accepts him. So beautiful. That's just wonderful. Number 30. Get this book. It's just, it's a beautiful piece of daily reading. And then in the back, Stephen Mitchell often writes a little piece about each chapter. And wow, on chapter 30, he writes only 2 lines. He says, doesn't try to force issues. He lets the issues resolve themselves. Out of control of his own tiny personal conscious self. Yes, the world is not really within our control. We rely on the Tao, we rely on the moment, we rely on universal intelligence, and life unfolds. It's really neither for us or against us. We're in it, we're flowing in it, just like the wind in a way. It's like that crow. Beautiful. Okay, you guys, love you so much. If that story that I just shared tweaks anything for you, make a comment. If you it's in those moments where we see our freedom, and we practice. We practice gratitude, we practice prayer and meditation, we practice service, practice living in a context of service and loving others. These things begin to fall away, and trust me, it's exactly what happens. The other thing is, if you're on YouTube, I love it if you subscribe. Or, I don't really have any why of it, but it's fun to be growing and sharing to a greater number of people. These are not really, these stories are my personal stories, but not my message. The message of love is universal. The message of the Tao, universal intelligence of the moment. Where the freedom is in the now. Okay, love you guys so much. Make a comment. I'd love to connect. Okay, cheers.